The Edo State chapter of the People's Democratic Party has condemned the suspension of the state's 18 local government chairmen and their deputies as the Edo State House of Assembly following Governor Monday Okpebholo's directive. In a statement by Caretaker Chairman Tony Aziegbemi, the PDP described the action as unconstitutional, asserting that the affected officials were denied the chance to defend themselves. The party criticized the move as a violation of a ruling by Edo State's Chief Judge, Justice Daniel Okpebholo, and the Supreme Court's judgment affirming local government autonomy. The PDP also argued that the governor lacks the authority to demand financial statements from the local government areas, given their constitutional independence. And now to discuss this, we're joined by legal practitioner Elvis Asia. Elvis, thank you so much for coming on. I mean, let's just talk about basically the provisions of the Nigerian Constitution. What are the provisions or other laws that might the Edo State House of Assembly have violated by suspending all local government chairmen and vice chairmen?
The status of the local government and what the Constitution says is that local government must be democratic. What we must have in our country is a democratically elected local government council. What that means is that once a local government council, chairmen are elected by the people, they are not answerable to the governor. They are not employees of the governor, and so the governors cannot, be demanding statement of accounts from them. And again, if you look at the recent decision of the Supreme Court, which has effectively given local government councils autonomy with where they manage allocations from the federal government. So this action of the governor or this action of the Edo State House of Assembly is clearly unconstitutional. It is illegal, and it's very sad that it is happening. I've just mentioned that the Constitution at all times dictates that we must have a democratically elected government council. You cannot suspend and put in any other person there. The Supreme Court has also decided that the local government system, they have the right to manage their funds and resources as it gets to the federation account. And on this particular occasion, there's an order of the court restraining this sort of action. This is a clear, violation of that order, and it is clearly inconsistent with the Constitution. So I really don't see the legal basis upon which the State House of Assembly has decided to predicate this. And I'm really surprised that it was allowed to pass, considering that you have a lot of PDP members in the House who should have, stand up to the rule of law and the Constitution. Clearly, this is unconstitutional, and it's a hope that those concerned will take appropriate steps to clearly set it aside. Because what it simply means is that if you don't have a democratically elected local government council, you are not entitled to allocation. That is the current position of the law in Nigeria. And you want to deny 18 local government councils in the states of funds simply because of your political agenda. I think this is really, uncalled for, and it's really uncalled for under the Constitution.
And one has to ask about, just how does this action align with or, violate the principles of local government autonomy as guaranteed under Nigerian law? Just to be clear.
The Constitution provides that the local government, must be democratically elected. So you must have a democratically elected local government council. What that means is that the people, the local government, the chairman, elected local government chairmen are answerable to their local governments and the councillors that are appointed from the various wards making up each local government. And with the Supreme Court decision, financial autonomy has been given to local governments. So they are now supposed to get their allocations directly from the federation account and be able to spend it the way they want, in line with their policies. And they can only be held accountable by the councillors at local government level or by security agencies where fraud, embezzlement, and other malfeasance are established, or petitions are written in that regard. So this action clearly violates, the autonomy of the local government system, which is now guaranteed not just by the Constitution, but by the interpretation of the Constitution by the highest court of this country, which is the Supreme Court of Nigeria. It's unfortunate that we want to go back to the dark days before the Supreme Court decisions, where new governors always go by this playbook of dismantling the government system in the country or in their states with a view to gaining political control. And of course, with a view to also gaining control of the purse of local government. This is an affront on the autonomy of the local government system as guaranteed by the Constitution.
And it begs to ask a question at this point, in terms of, what implication does this, conflict have for the People's Democratic Party standing and influence in Edo State, but also could this action by the Edo State House of Assembly set a precedent for similar actions in other states, and what the potential risk will be moving forward for our democracy, for autonomy, for, other opposition parties standing, and the influence it will have on whether state politics or on a local level or on national level?
It sets a very dangerous precedent. We all thought that with the recent decision of the Supreme Court upholding the autonomy for local governments and ensuring that they have financial autonomy and all of that, we thought that decisions like this would be a thing of the past. But by reenacting it, going back to the old playbook that other governors have used in the past, it will be setting a very dangerous precedent. I think it happened also in Lagos, in one of the local governments in Lagos, where a local government chairman was suspended recently. This must be nipped in the bud, and I think one of the steps that will have to be taken is to go by the Supreme Court decision, which is that funds should not be allocated to local government system, local government that are not managed by democratically elected council chairmen. So if you are now managing the local government system by persons you claim to be seniors, members of staff of those council, what you have done is that those people are not elected by the people. And so by going by the decision of the Supreme Court, they are not entitled to receive allocation. And you can imagine the untold hardship that will be meted on the people, innocent members of all these local governments across the state. But like I said, this is a dangerous precedent that must be addressed right now, because otherwise other states will follow. Because we saw a lot of elections at the local government councils in the country following the Supreme Court decision, unlike in the past where the governors were pretty much running the local government system with their whoever they choose. And of course, what also meant that they had unrestricted access to the pot for local government. But with the Supreme Court decision, we thought that this would be a thing of the past. And now, with this kind of development, it might embolden other states to follow suit. And that is why it is very, very important that the appropriate steps be taken by all stakeholders to ensure that this aberration does not stand.
Well, I must say thank you, Elvis, for just taking out the time to just really have this conversation with us. Once again, many thanks. Elvis Asia, he's a legal practitioner, speaking to us on the recent move by the Edo State government regarding local government chairman and vice chairman, and the PDP surprised by their move. Once again, many thanks.
Thank you for having me on the program.